Hi and welcome to a three-part video on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. The first part is going to show you how to solve the top side, or basically one side. In this case it's going to be the white, and at the same time you're also going to learn how to line up the adjacent side to that white side. So fairly basic. If you think that is really simple or boring, well, of course you know that, then you can just skip to my second video, and in the second video you are going to learn how to solve this middle side. Again, this is going to be fairly basic. Nothing is going to be really complex. Pretty straightforward, I think. Now with the third video, this is probably what would give most people the most difficulty, that being solving the top side along with the last row. So again, this is going to be a three-part video. I hope you enjoy it. This is what you're looking at right now is the first part, and so to begin, we're going to do the first side. I happen to like solving the white side first. It's got that whole little icon there, but this really applies to any side, so it doesn't really matter. So preference. Okay, first things first. In order to solve this one side while getting all of these in the correct spot. Okay, first things first, we want to put whatever is available in the correct spot. We have something that is white, okay, as is the top color. The white is going to have green on one side and red on the other. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate the middle here until we match with the green. Okay, so right now you see there's two additional white pieces over here in addition to the center, but in reality there's only one because it's just this green one that's in the right spot. Okay, so now we're going to look over here and we can see that what we need is red, but in this case it's blue. So what we're going to do first, we're just going to put this blue one where it belongs, which is here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to bring this thing down. We're going to, since we're not really affecting anything, we're going to go straight to lining this thing up with the blue side, and we're going to spin it up. Okay, so now we have the blue where it belongs, and now we have another color over here. Now this just happens to be dumb luck. This actually is in its correct spot. So we have blue to orange, orange is in the middle, and this is now the orange side. So we no longer need to solve this particular white spot. We now have, in addition to the center, 1, 2, 3 pieces in place. Okay, now next we're going to get the next one. Basically we're just looking for a white piece that has an adjacently colored blue piece, which happens to be right here. So right now this over here is actually in a place where we can't really use it because we want to put these white spots down here in that bottom row. And in order to do that, in this particular case, we're going to rotate this thing down. We're going to move this out of the way where it's no longer affected by that rotation. Now we're going to move it up. Okay, so pretty much the top stays exactly the way it was, except now this white piece, which also has some blue in it, is in a place where we can use it. So now we're going to line this thing up to where we want to put it, which is actually going to be, no, actually that's not the one we want to use. There we go. We're going to line this thing where we want to put it, and it does have blue on there, but we're going to use the bottom color, that being red, to help us position it. So we're just going to put this next to the red, move this out of the way, down, and then up. Okay, so Now we have 4 of them in addition to the center. Next we have a green and white one, and we're going to do a quick little trick. It's pretty easy, I think, but what we're going to do is, when you have the color that you want to put in place over here in the bottom middle, what you can do is first you line it up with where you want to put it, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring down the middle, spin this thing 180, and we're going to bring it up. Okay, so we now have this green in place, this green in place, these reds, these blues. Basically we have all but 3 pieces. So now we're going to get the next piece. Here's one right here. So this over here is blue. It's actually already lined up. So what we're going to do is we're going to move it off to the side, bring this thing down, put it right back where it was, and then up again. So we just did one more color. We finished the little blue side here. Now we're just missing these 2. Okay, and the next one is going to be actually this one right here. This is going to be white and red. So what we're going to do, this is going to be just a little bit trickier, not a big deal, in that we are going to start with this thing kind of out of place. We know that this is where the red pieces belong, so we know that if this thing were to rotate, it'll be right where it belongs. But anyhow, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to move this completely out of the way so the rotation doesn't affect it. We're going to move this thing down. We're going to put that in place and then back up again. And then we're going to rotate this again to get the colors to line up so that we know for sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, so now we have one last piece. Now this piece happens to be in the bottom. What we're going to do is we can either go this way or this way, doesn't really matter. What we want to do is we want to rotate this so that this starts facing that way. So that basically, so instead of having this thing facing down, it's going to be one of these bottom row pieces. So what we're going to do is, again, we have this thing lined up. We're going to rotate it down, spin it, so you see how it's now in the bottom row, and right back up again. Okay, so we didn't actually put it in place, but what we did is we put it in a place where it's easy to manage. So here we go. This is actually where it needs to be. That's how we're going to put it in place. And to do that, we're going to move it out of the way, rotate down, put it in place, and then up again. Okay, so that's it. We've now finished doing the top color. There's now all the other colors in place, and that's it for my first video.